Hi, Cadillac. It's Aussie Villain. Yeah, mate, look, where were you at training today? Yeah, I know you are hungover, mate. I saw the photos in the Grindavik Times. Well, look, it's unacceptable. It's unprofessional. Yes, mate, I know you're 18. I don't care. I don't care. You've still got to turn up for training. Yes, of course I went out when I was 18, mate, and I turned up for training the next day, hungover, like a professional.
Synker samman till segerstroppen, Malta, Grindavik. Och jag vet, visst vattnen ger idag.
Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Grindavik on The Impossible Dream. Today we continue Champions League qualifying against a Bulgarian team. It won't surprise you that I cannot pronounce. But a few things to catch you up on before that, starting with Cadillac, who has had the old night out, missed training, and a little bit concerning that he's going to turn unprofessional on us. His personality is balanced. It shouldn't become a long-term problem. He's got, accepted he's fine and all that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, the news item has dropped off the end of the emails. It's always a funny one. Because we, in a way, when we're all 18, we've probably all been there, haven't we? Missed work because we were a little bit too late the night before. But we won on $9,000 a week as professional athletes. I'm sure most of us at 18. So yeah, a little bit annoying that he's done that, but we'll forgive him this once, and hopefully he will pay us back in misdemeanor there. Now, other things to have happened. We have accepted a bid for Kidlin. Now, he has requested a transfer. He just, for whatever reason, wants to move on. So 4.4 million as a fee is not bad. A little bit of extra for 20 games, a million essentially for 20 games played. It's not a bad fee for us. I think we paid 1.7 for him. Is he good? Yes. Is he world class? No. So we can probably do better. And you can see I'm trying to get the fee up a little bit higher, but I think we sort of maxed ourselves out of what we're going to get for him. So yeah, that is a little bit disappointing. And the other thing that's happened that is in no way disappointing is Haldorsen has a new name. He has been adopted. It's probably a good point to thank and mention as well Neil Boutsen. Neil Boutsen is actually... Neil Boutsen is Haldorsen's new name. Neil Boutsen has become a top tier member. Hit the join button down below. Top tier members now are able to, same as on Patreon, able to have players renamed after them. So yeah, that has happened. Big thank you to Neil. As I've said before, it's appreciated. There's a link in the description. Patreon. There's a join button, all that kind of stuff. If you do enjoy the content, but yeah. Neil has graciously taken over Haldorsen, and he will for now ever be known as Boutsen. And I've just got to remember that and try not to butcher it too regularly. Now, there is one game to catch you up on as well since last episode. That was against Grotto, the Kit Clash derby. So let's go see how that played out. We took a second half lead when Thomason crossed for Svensson, before Albert Jonsson added a second. So absolutely dominated this game. We did better in the second half than the first half. Obviously, a penalty helps the XG, but still over 2.5. Jonsson, who got the penalty, he is the young, I'll show you him, he is the young defensive midfielder we signed. So, I mean, he is a very good player. So no problems with him taking penalties. And so that is that. They were down to 10 men as well before the penalty. So not our greatest performance, but we did dominate the game perhaps without the goals. So the league table as a refresher. I wouldn't say it's done. It is done. I would say that there's 9 games to go. IA, Halka are both up there, which is good to see. Poor with a game in hand as well could go second, although their goal difference is a little worse. So yeah, it's an interesting league. Breeder Blink though, yes, 2 games in hand, and they are playing in Europe, which may actually be a bad thing for them given their place in the league. But if they were to go down, it really does. It hurts. The whole series really, because we need at least one other Icelandic team to compete in Europe. Breeder Blink looked like they were going to be the most likely to do it, and yeah, like I say, if they get relegated, even not making Europe, is going to really hurt them. So that is very, very disappointing indeed. But anyway, we can only worry about ourselves, can't we? Let's have a look at what we're doing here against these Belarusians. Now, we are expecting a 4-2-3-1 out of them, and the team that we are sending out is as follows. Rafferson in goal, Immonen, Mesquera, and Parisi as the back four. Julesen's going to come in and play right back for this one. We've put him in the squad. Now, he was already in Europe. He was already in the squad. Kidlin, if he wants to leave, we're not going to play him, just in case he has a bit of a sulk. Alvarado, or has his head elsewhere, I suppose. Alvarado will be the left wing back. It's Jose Antonio and Ingvason in midfield. Bakali, Boutsen, Baltinson, and Gadini. Again, it's difficult to reward Kedlec with a start when he's been out clubbing all night. The other thing you'll see here, Rafason is unhappy. He wanted to join Marseille, which I rejected. We're just, again, sort of hoping he doesn't get a bit of a sulk on, because if he does, yeah, I mean, as much as he's good and I want to keep him, I will do everything I can to keep him as a club-trained player that has been renamed as well or adopted. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see how that itself, or plays itself out, I should say. Alright, so we can see the team sheets there. Now, they had one or two non-grayed out players. We obviously don't have the Belarusian league loaded up. Put on a show out there. We can probably get on board with that. We are at home in the first leg. For the sake of entertainment, hopefully we won't get another 9-0, but a comfortable win would be nice. And yeah, we'll just see how we go here. But, yeah, I don't really know what to say. Oh, that's the other thing I meant to tell you, is that Meshalek, who we saw last episode, we had signed him. He is just back, and I mean literally just back from his broken arm or wrist or whatever it was. So he's on the bench for this one. We will give him a debut in this one, but we're not going to give him 90 minutes, obviously, given the state of play for him, and obviously it's a big game. What we will likely do is the second leg. We'll let him start that one, and he can. I don't understand why the roof is just so obviously in the way of the camera there. You really think they'd move the camera, wouldn't you? And here we go. Baltinson gets us underway. Yeah, I should say too, if you do want to have a play renamed, all the information is in. If you look at the link for the Patreon or for the membership, hit the join button there. All the information is in there as to sort of the different levels, and that is probably the most needless save that we'll see today. I would think there was absolutely no need to stick a hand out on that, but anyway, it probably would have gone out for a throw-in if he'd let it go. But the Belarusians here are coming forward. And let's see what we can do. Alvarado, some calm defending. You've, by law, got to clap a backhander to the goalkeeper, I think. I've done it myself. You go to a game and it's just good defending, but oh, Baltinson! It's a great save from the goalkeeper. Yeah, I've done it myself. You go to a game, they head it back to the goal, and you clap. You don't even mean to clap, but you know, it's just exactly what you would expect a professional defender to do. But always it's a little ripple of applause. They look like they have a threat, don't they, going forward? We're sort of seeing it off relatively comfortably right now. Ingvason looking for Baltinson. And let's... Oh, well done, Ingvason there. Alvarado goes back to the goalkeeper. We'll start again. Mosquera. Across to Immonen. Forward there for Ingvason. Nice ball for Alvarado. Can he whip across in now? Haven't seen Gadinia yet, I don't think, have we? That could be him there. Oh, we've seen him now. It's a 14th goal of the season. Is he onside? Oh, no, I don't think he is. He is onside. Not even a VAR check. So, one thing we do have in this team is a lot of Mohawks. Ingvason with a nice ball forward, and Gadini. It's a nice header, isn't it? It's a really, really well-worked goal. And, yeah. Gadini in that deeper role, of course, he's playing this season. We don't expect I certainly don't expect him to get as many goals as Alvarado wins the ball back. But he's more involved in the build-up, and I think he's showing he's more than just a goal scorer, which is always a good thing to have, isn't it? Now, there is actually, that's the other thing I was going to mention, as Juleson doing his best. He will probably become first-choice right-back if Kidland does leave. There is about a week, a little bit less to go in the transfer window. I'll look and see if there is a replacement. I've already kind of looked. Alvarado, I tell you what, it's Aziz Bajic at the World Cup, almost with the greatest goal ever scored. But a little bit like Aziz Bajic at the World Cup, can't beat the goalkeeper at the end of it. That's against Argentina, I think, wasn't it? Bajic's one? Half of you probably have no idea what I'm talking about, and Baltinson. Maybe should have done a little... Would Hal Dawson have scored that one, perhaps? But, no, that's what I was going to say, Kedlec. We do have a little bit of a pending problem with him, is that apparently I promised him that he could play as a poacher, which I don't actually remember doing. I'll try and remember to play him as a poacher when he starts. If he starts in this formation, it's not too bad. Obviously, one man up top is, Baltinson and Gadini combined, and their goalkeeper is keeping them in this one. As the highlight continues here. And you know what I've meant to change? I noticed last episode, and Gadini, is he onside this time? Linesman joining back, he's happy, Gadini's happy, and it is 2-0. I like to have all the names on, so if I think of it in the next little bit here, I'll just pause it and I'll go and get all the names back on. Just helps to see who's who where on the pitch and all that kind of stuff. I'm not convinced he is onside. Maybe this guy was playing him on over here somewhere, but he certainly looked like he was behind the defender there. But it was a deep pass. Yeah, it is this guy playing him on. Fair enough. Fair enough. We don't need to see that anymore. There we go. Alright, we should have all the names up there. Now, it's in preferences if you don't know how to do it. It's in preferences. If you go to the match and scroll down, then it's one of the tick boxes you can do. But that's better. We know who's where now. Antonio on the ball. Gets it nice and wide there for Juleson. Baltinson is in. Baltinson again squares it. Oh, and Gadini looking for a hat-trick and some last-ditch defending there. As Baltinson back on the board, chips it, and looks like it took a deflection into the goalkeeper's arms. And that will do it for that. Juleson now with a throw to Baltinson. Bakali! Oh, he scored and won the goal already in this Champions League campaign, and that looked like it could have been another one. Not far over, I would suspect as well. Gadini putting some good pressure on here. Invason wins it back because of it. Bakali to Baltinson. Baltinson! Oh, we are still waiting that first Neil Baltinson goal as Alvarado comes forward. Invason, who's looked good in midfield so far, hasn't he? 35 minutes gone. Mosquera and Immonen exchanging passes. Immonen, don't dance on the ball, please, mate. Mosquera gets it forward there for Invason. It's wide for Alvarado. Alvarado for Invason. Invason to Gadini. Gadini for Baltinson. Baltinson, oh, it's a wonderful first touch. And he left himself with a tap-in, essentially. But it was all because that first touch, it was magical. Took the defender and the goalkeeper out of play with it, basically. It was Gadini again involved in the build-up. Look at this first touch. Oh, it's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. Maybe it's harsh on the goalkeeper to say he took him out, but he certainly gave himself the angle to finish, didn't he? Really, really well worked. And this guy here, this Balkalanov, has played him onside again. Oh, it's a really good first touch. Love that. Alright, well, I think at this rate, at half-time, we can probably look to bring on the new guy, Mashalek. Do we bring him on for Invason, or do we bring him on for Antonio, is perhaps the question. I think of the... I'm sort of torn. Of the two, Antonio's the more important player, but Antonio and Mashalek will probably play together a lot more. So maybe we want to try and harvest a little bit of a partnership there. A very, very good first half. We'll say don't let any complacency creep in. Juleson is now looking anxious. He's absolutely fine. So I think what we might do, let's start by taking off Invason. Try and get the partnership going between these two. And then what we can do is obviously we can take off Antonio later in the half if needed. We have options, plenty of options who could go in there and play that role, including moving Michalak over and even bringing Olmarkson on. Though I am conscious of the fact that Olmarkson will need to play the league game in sort of the Bakali role as the highlight ends. We do have Iskala. Now, of course, we're not playing with wingers here, so that makes it difficult to bring him on. Bakali's got himself a booking. I almost wonder if it's worth getting some suspensions out of the way early on here. Alvarado in for Gadini. Oh, he should have had a hat-trick. And, well, they're not proving to be the pushovers that the Armenians were. But, yeah, well, it's certainly... You wouldn't say they're troubling us either, but I think defensively there's a little bit more about them, isn't there? A little bit more organisation. Immonen. What's he going to do for us? Gets it wide there for Parisi, who's got a booking. Juleson. Juleson gets past his man. Juleson tries to whip the cross in. It falls out there. Bakali back to Michalak. Oh, it's... Oh, just over the top. Was it Baltinson again? Gadini and Baltinson should probably both have had several more goals here, shouldn't they? They could each have had a hat-trick and more. Another ball in. Again, it's headed away. Mashalek is there. There's a good ball for Bakali. And the goalkeeper again is equal to it. What are we in? 65th minute. We might look to make some changes here in a minute. Bakali through for Baltinson. Baltinson! Oh, it's just not his day, is it? We do have Ragnarsson on the bench. Let's maybe give him a little bit of game time. Let's see if Baltinson, if he gets himself on a hat-trick here, we'll cancel the sub. Gadini, it's headed away. Cleared away, but Immonen has it. Gets it wide there for Alvarado. It's a bit of a lungy tackle there. It's a ball for Baltinson. We will cancel the sub because he's on a hat-trick now as well. And it was an Alvarado cross that was very, very nicely played in. This tackle here, I mean, is that not a red card, ref? At least the yellow. It looked very two-footed and very much from behind as well. But anyway, we're not here to judge. Let's give this Hardartson a game. He's one of the youngsters that's come through the academy. If we can keep the Gags as match fit as possible, ready for the cup game, which is upcoming shortly. We might even... no, we can't take Gadini off because he's the complete forward. As they're in here, and a big save from Rafferson. 4-1, it just really does start to keep the tie a little bit alive, doesn't it? And ideally, we don't want to be doing that. Another ball in, as it is through everybody, out for a goal kick. And let's give it another demand more here. And yeah, there's not too much, I don't think, need to make a change. And we're past the 75th minute, so it's not going to really help with development now at any point. But Carly gets a nice block in. Rafferson claims it well. He's got a really good command of his penalty area, Rafferson, doesn't he? We see him come for a lot of balls, and he gets there. He had the one over here in the first half, which maybe wasn't the best example of what he does, but they're really... I can understand why the likes of Marseille are interested in him. There is the makings of a very good goalkeeper. Baltinson! If he's onside, oh, he may not be onside. Are we going to check with VAR? Do we even have VAR? Maybe we don't even have VAR. He looks like... Oh, maybe the other fullbacks played him on, but... Apparently there is no VAR. And we go again. There's a good ball through. Immonen was definitely playing him on, and Rafferson is again there. For a game that we've appeared to have dominated, Rafferson's certainly had to make some big saves, hasn't he? Baklanov to cross it in. Rafferson there again. Just excellent command of his penalty area. Mashalek, the debutant in midfield, only playing a 6-6. So, I mean, he is, as I say, completely out of match sharpness. So we don't want to expect too much from him too soon here. As another good block in there. Alvarado, can he do some defensive work? And Rafferson again. And, well, they're throwing caution to the wind, aren't they? They're coming forward and they are testing us. So far, we've stood up to the test. Can we continue to do that? Ball in again. Again, Rafferson is there. And that should just about be that. We've got one more highlight, do we? Only 2 minutes of stoppage time, so this is probably it. As Immonen goes back, cleans up. Back to Rafferson. And we build from the back. Antonio, there he is in a little bit of space. Can he ping a pass? It's there for Bakali. Bakali running through midfield. Bakali, look at Baltinson. He's in. He's in. Can he get the hat-trick? Oh, it was so close. It arguably should have been. He's only got himself to blame, really, doesn't he? Him and, I mean, Gadini as well. They've both been as guilty as each other. As Mosquera clears up a bit of a over-the-top ball there. Is there still one more chance in this game? Juleson back to Antonio. Hardartson gets it forward, looking for Baltinson. Can't find him. And the Belarusians come forward. Alvarado again wins it, but it looks like that's going to be it. It is. So 4-0 at home. That's a nice lead to take away with us. They didn't show too much, although what they did show was that there is definitely a threat there if Rafferson doesn't have a good day. So we meet expectations in dominant win. I'm fairly confident that second leg's going to take care of itself. The Gags are up for a quarter-final, so let's come back for that one. Okay, welcome back. Now we come back to a little bit of good news in that I have signed a new deal to stay at Grindavik for the next 3 seasons, so that was never really in doubt. Only £675 a week they're paying me, which I take, to be honest, in real life. But Considering we've got payers on 20 grand a week, that seems a little bit like they're ripping me off. Now, transfers, our window has closed. We have continuing bids coming in for Rafferson. He is the one that's looking like he's going to be the most difficult to keep. You can see here the bid from Marseille, 40% of the profit from next sale, and a bid up to $500,000. It's way under like what I value him at to the club, and I would want to keep him regardless, again, because he is a club-trained player. But yeah, he wants to go to Marseille, and how long we're going to be able to keep him here is, well, that could become the problem, couldn't it? If he's not going to sign the new contract, then obviously that becomes a problem. But I do believe we've got him on a relatively long-term deal tied in till 2032, so not as long as I thought. So yeah, that's going to become a problem sooner rather than later, but we'll kind of see how we go. Now, someone who did leave was Kidland. He ended up going to Lorient. We've got 4.4 million for him up front, with the potential add-ons adding about 800 grand furthermore onto that. So, good luck to him, to be honest. We've made a nice profit on him. We've got other right backs at the club who are just as potentially good, if not better. So yeah, that all works for me. Now, there are 2 games to catch you up on. The first one is against Poor in the league. We took an early lead when Svensson found Kedlik unmarked. Before Allmarkson picked out Kedlik's run to make it 2-0 at half-time. So a comfortable win for us, dominated possession. You can see they didn't even register a shot at goal, never mind on target. So yeah, it was as comfortable as you would possibly like it to be. So that brings us to the second leg against our Belarusians. So let's go see if there was any chance of a comeback from them. The only goal came when Depe crossed for Palacios. So a difficult game, this one, for us. You can see on XG, they actually out-XG'd us. We did change things up massively. It was a first goal for the club for Palacios. Yeah, but we gave Delson the game in goal. That's not his name at all. And he played really, really well, made some good saves. And we were always, relatively speaking, in control. You can see we dominated possession, but they did certainly create some good chances themselves. And yeah, on another night with a different goalkeeper, it could have turned into a little bit of a nervy outing for us. But not to worry, we got through that tie, and we've actually got the next round of qualifying coming up because of fixture rearrangements. And the team we are playing is from Hungary, and I cannot say that. I would hurt myself if I even tried, I think. But Hungarian opposition for a place in the playoff, which of course in itself is huge money. But it also would mean that we guarantee ourselves Europa League group stage football, or league phase football. We're expecting a 4-2-3-1 out of them. And this is the team that we're sending out. No, it's not, because I haven't changed it yet. Okay, so this is the team that we're sending out. Rafferson in goal, Immonen, Mosquera and Parisi as the back three. Juleson as the right wing back. We've got Alvarado down the left. Antonio and Mechalak continuing his build-up of fitness. You'll see he's got a heavy match load. We probably won't get 90 minutes out of him, but we'll get as much as we can. Bakali as the number 10, in behind Gadini and Baltinson. And let's hope we can give ourselves a really good footing to go ahead and qualify for the playoff here. Alright, so we can see the team sheets there. I don't recognise any names. There was one or two sort of actual players, not greyed out players in their team. Let's go and put on a show. We have the first leg at home again. I don't know if that's a seeded thing. Usually seeded team, if anywhere, would be away from home first, wouldn't they? So, yeah, maybe just the draw's working weirdly for us this year. So yeah, let's hope that we can continue this run of just putting the tie to bed in the first half, and then, or first leg I should say, and then having a nice relaxing second leg. I mean, ideally, as they've come out a little bit different to what we're expecting, ideally this actually might work out best. I'm thinking now, for the qualifying period, is that if we just do the first leg of each tie, and then if the second leg is needed, then we can show that. But it's relatively comfortable, isn't it? We'll see how we go against Hungarian opposition here, but certainly Armenian and who are the last? But Belarusian. We've put them aside quite comfortably, haven't we? So yeah, Hungarian. You'd think that that league would be another step up again, albeit maybe not a big one, as ball forward should be cleaned up relatively easily by Parisi, and it was just a bit of a kick-off highlight. We've got to change these marking assignments. We've got a corner first, though. Mechalek to take it. Does have a good corner rating. And it is a good ball in. It was Parisi just over the top. Okay, we're actually going to try something a little bit different here. We're not going to use the strikers to cover back on the wing backs. It should just be man on man out there anyway. So we'll go with that and see if it works. As Juleson, almost did really, really well. Let's see what we can do here, though. Meshulik, though, maybe one of the downfalls of his game is not the greatest defensively. So I think we will miss that side of Turpetson's game. But, of course, Turpetson, if you missed it, long-term injury. Still 8 or 9 months away. Alvarado's played in behind here. Gets the cross in, looking for Baltinson. Can't quite find him. He's going to win it back there, though. Looked like maybe a bit of a foul. Oh, and it's going to be a penalty. And Baltinson will take... And could we see, finally, a first... No, he got some in there. He got some, didn't he? I'm telling lies here. I can't remember what game... Oh, it's a horrible penalty. I can't remember what game I'm playing here right now. Now, it's a new tie, isn't it? I've thrown myself off because I wasn't expecting to be playing a new tie here. And of course, the other problem, not a problem, but it's Bakali not quite. Because I was expecting a cup game, the way that I rotated the squad wasn't necessarily the perfect way to, for this game. For example, Mishulik has got the heavy match load now because he played in the league. As Bakali's been played in and straight into the goalkeeper's hands. And we might need to improve some finishing here, guys, if we're going to take a nice lead with us. Let's just keep encouraging. They are looking nervous and apprehensive, which is not ideal. And we could very much find ourselves in a situation where we don't have a comfortable lead going away, as Baltinson's got a bit of a knock. He was only playing a 6.1. I do wonder... I mean, a lot of that's going to be down to the missed penalty, but I do wonder if maybe we call this on him at probably at half-time. Let's see here. Bakali does well. Back to Baltinson. Oh, he just... Maybe if he doesn't have that knock, he's able to get on the end of that. Ball forward. Knocked down by Mosquera. We go forward again for Baltinson. He's not moving too badly. He squares it for... Oh, Jesus, guys. We need to focus here. Come on. That was the finish of a nervous striker, wasn't it? Build-up play is looking really, really good. Everything else... Yeah, you'd say not quite so much. As the Hungarians... Oh, this is ZTE. Okay, I recognise that. From, I don't know so much from real life or just Football Manager. But anyway, there's a ball forward from Juleson. Baltinson just not there. It's a poor header. Can he do something with it now? He does really well. Beats one. Pulls it back for Bakali. The build-up play is amazing. The finishing is disgraceful. We're not quite at half-time yet. It's going to be an unlucky. We're going to try and build a little bit of confidence here at the break. We are doing everything right, but the sort of the final pass, or not even the final pass. It's just the finish, isn't it? We're not finishing the chances, and it will be scoreless at the break. XG tells a story, but unfortunately for us, so does the actual score itself. We've been unlucky. We're still looking quite nervous there, which is not ideal. And I wonder if it's one of these games where we're just going to have to try and substitute our way out of this. Substitute on some confidence. Meshulek is not having... I mean, he's tired. He's not having a great game. Injury and struggling to run it off. Okay, so... did I bring Cadillac... Did I leave him on the bench? I did. So we'll make that change, and we can play him as his poacher like he wants to play. Hopefully... We'll see an improvement there. All Markson is fresh because we were expecting him to have to play a cup game. So we'll bring him on. I think Morty is about to join us, are you, mate? And let's see what we can do in this second half. Are you coming up? Come on. You can be our good luck charm. He's looking at me like cats do. Come on, mate. And Kedlik now into the penalty area. Can he... Oh, not quite, as here comes Morty. Okay, you are going to have to sit, mate, so I can see the screen. And what we don't want to do is fall behind. That take a deflection. Get your bum out of my face, you stupid cat. Come on, mate. Come on. Sit down. Can we defend the corner? We do not want to fall. Oh, Rafferson again. So good. I know I go on about it, but it is just a feature of his game. Antonio back to Mosquera. Or Markson. Can he produce on the biggest stage? Not quite the biggest stage, but so it's still the Champions League. Juleson coming forward. It's blocked. Antonio has it now. Can he get a ball in? Antonio. Come on, boys. If we get one, you get the feeling we could really start to open them up. Oh, and it's a good header, but it's straight into the goalkeeper's hands. And we've got a free kick now. Gadini to take it off the crossbar. Immonen is there, and he can't pull it away. Mate, okay, Morty. Come on, mister. You really are. He is just... I don't know. We've never had a cat quite like him. He is so annoying. In the nicest way, he just wants to be just on you the entire time. Alvarado, it's a cracking ball. It's in the middle. It's off the post. We've got no luck at all. He's just one of those cats, though, that just seems to find himself in the worst place he could be at any point of the day. He's just there looking at you, like asking for love. It is, you can't be mad at him, but he's just so annoying. All right, come on, guys. In all seriousness, we do need to score a goal here. And side netting. Do we try? I wonder a berating, perhaps, if playing nice and saying you're unlucky isn't working. Maybe absolutely tearing him a new one, albeit from the sideline. Immonen is caught in possession, and this is going to be, is at the moment we don't want to happen. It's a fantastic piece of lush, this defending. Let's try a berate. They're apprehensive, they're anxious, they're all the things you do not want a football team to be. And you almost get the feeling it's not our day. If we get out of here, not behind, then it might be a good thing for us. But we've been the better team, haven't we? We don't need to panic, I don't think, at this point. If we go there scoreless, I think we've seen enough from us to suggest that there are goals in the team against this mob. Can Gadini play in Cadillac? It's cleared away. Alvarado's won it back again. Gadini! Bends one, but it was never really... It was always going over, wasn't it? And 17 shots. All right, let's try a no-pressure shot, perhaps. Alvarado with a throw. It's headed away. Bakali will pick it up. Immonen to Allmarkson. Juleson's got time and space, and he has a goal. He unleashes a rocket, and Arda Juleson breaks the deadlock. His first goal for the club. And, he's been given his chance with the departure of Kidland, and he is looking like he's going to take it. There was no one anywhere near him. He had so much time and space, and he put enough on it to make sure the goalkeeper couldn't keep it out. And is that going to be enough now to get us through this one? We missed the penalty early on. We'd never really recovered confidence from it, did we? But, and Rafferson claims that. There is only seconds to go here. Given how this game has gone, certainly body language-wise, I'll take a 1-0. We'll go to Hungary, and hopefully we'll be able to see it out. But this tie is very, very much alive, and we have to be very careful in the second leg that we are not going to get surprised here. But in the end, we've won the game, and that's the main thing. So there we go. It is victory at Grindavik Stadium. It's not, it's not all doom and gloom. We did win the game, so we can cling to that. And like I say, let me know what you guys think. We were the better team, I thought. We just couldn't finish a chance, could we? But we'll go and do it now so I don't forget. We'll go and do some chance conversion training, and we should go okay, I think. Once, if we do actually go and put chances away, we should beat that team quite comfortably. But we didn't do it, and we've got a nervous second leg because of it. But that's it for today. If you've enjoyed that, thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. We will come back for the second leg, and then potentially this cup quarter-final. Is it ever going to get played? Potentially either the first leg of the playoff round, or it could be the first leg of... it'll be a playoff round for either this or for the Europa League, and then we'll probably show the quarter-final in between those two ties. But that's all for next time, guys. Until then, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.